Welcome. No. Yep. Welcome to the Mid-Ohio Valley Public Forum video podcast. This podcast features issues of interest to the residents of the Mid-Ohio Valley area. The coronavirus pandemic has changed civic life greatly throughout our country.
One of the things that has changed is this is an election year, and candidates are not able to get out there and meet and greet and shake the voters' hands the way they normally would.
So many of our initial podcasts will be interviews with candidates for local and state office. If you're a candidate and you're interested in being interviewed, you can reach out to us through our Facebook page, that's MOV Public Forum, or via email, movpublicforum@gmail.com.
Today we'll be interviewing Jody Murphy. Jody is a candidate for governor of West Virginia. Welcome, Jody. We're so glad you could join us this morning.
Thank you, ladies, for having me. I appreciate it.
With that, let's dive right in. Give us your best 1-minute introduction pitch speech.
Well, I'm running for governor pretty simply because I want my children and my children's children to live in West Virginia. I don't want to go to North Carolina to visit my grandkids. It's that simple. To do that, I believe we need to do a couple things: recruit and retain residents of the state of West Virginia and grow and diversify our economy. And I have specific ideas to do that.
Well, all candidates are different, Jody. What specific knowledge, skills, education, what do you bring to the table that maybe your competitors don't?
One, I worked in newspapers for about 12 years. I worked for the Beckley newspaper and the Parkersburg News, and I covered government. I covered state, local, city government on a daily basis. So I know how government functions and how it works. I understand taxes and how the tax base works. I understand the tax system. And, I worked in economic development and Chamber of Commerce. I work with businesses in Pleasant County, growing businesses, starting new businesses, helping them grow and expand of all sizes. I helped save a grocery store in Pleasant County to keep it from becoming a food desert. I helped save the coal-fired power plant in Pleasant County, preserving hundreds of jobs and millions of dollars in tax revenue. I started and founded Launchpad, Mid-Ohio Valley New Business Pitch and Entrepreneur Contest. In over 3 years, we helped over 80 small businesses either grow, expand, or start up in 3 years, and that's over an 8-county region. I've done a lot of things to diversify the state's economy at the local level and to help small businesses grow and to save and expand growing businesses, large businesses. I think that economic development and growing and retaining residents is in my wheelhouse.
So what's the main motivation for you that made you decide to step up and run for office now?
Well, I've never run for office before. This is my first shot. And I believe in the Babe Ruth theory of life. I swing big. It's easy. It's just easy to hit a home run as it is to strike out. So, as long as you're prepared. But again, one, I think I can do the things that I'm telling people that I can do: recruit, retain residents, and grow and diversify the economy, which is something the state of West Virginia desperately needs. And again, I don't want my children living in North Carolina. I want them to grow up and to live and to raise their children here.
So, Jody, what do you think is your wow factor? What is the thing that is going to make someone that hears about you as a candidate say, wow, I'm going to vote for that guy?
One, I'm very energetic. I'm a ball of energy and ideas, and I have tons of ideas. And if those ideas don't work, I've got more of them. Primarily, I've got 3 big ideas. Again, I want to recruit and retain residents. I want to provide opportunities for free post-secondary education. And what I mean by that is, let's take Wood County. I want to have Wood County pitch the idea to voters to approve a post-secondary school levy or post-secondary school bond, similar to a library levy, where we as voters, taxpayers, decide that, yes, we're going to set aside money to pay to send our children, our residents' kids, to post-secondary education. And it's very open-ended. It could be going to WVU or WVUP, or it could be going to get a chemical operator certificate or a welder certificate. But generations ago, we decided that we were going to send our kids to a public education. And we started with elementary, and we added kindergarten, and of course, high school. Well, a high school diploma doesn't cut it anymore. You don't get very far with a high school diploma. You have to have more to enter the workforce. So I want to provide counties the opportunity to provide post-secondary educational opportunities, free post-secondary educational opportunities for their residents' children. And can you imagine if Wood County or Cabell County or Roane County does this? People will come and live here. They will come to Wood County. They will flock to Roane County for this idea.
If you're elected, tell us the one thing you want to accomplish during your term in office. If you had to narrow it down to one.
I guess recruit and retain residents. As you all said in your questionnaire, and I'm sure, this is nothing new. We have been losing population for the whole of my life, the whole of your life. We've had administration after administration after administration say, oh, we've got to address this, but it hasn't happened. We've been losing population since the 1950s. So, we have to do things differently. The only thing that we're doing administration-wise from the previous administration to the next is, well, we're just going to do what we've been doing, only better. And as Dr. Phil likes to say, how's that working for you? Well, ladies, it's not. We are 48, 49, 50th in every major economic category every year. The only thing we're good at is being old and fat, and we're really good at that. So we've got to do things differently. We have to think outside the box. We've got to zig when others are zagging. We cannot compete with Ohio, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Maryland. We can't compete with them. We are not on equal footing. So we've got to do things differently. And I propose doing things differently.
So I'm over 6 decades old, and I think every candidate for governor, ever since I can remember, has promised to bring more jobs to the state and make West Virginia more prosperous. But here we are, still shedding jobs, still getting poorer. So what do you plan to do to make happen what so many have promised and none has delivered?
Well, for one, in Pleasants County, we paid people to come to Pleasants County. We tried a pilot program where we paid folks $2,000 to build or buy a home in Pleasants County as an incentive to get people to live there, to look. And essentially it's a coupon. I mean, you're getting your personal property taxes back, but we cut them a check for $2,000. But I think that's an idea to get people to look at Pleasants County as opposed to Wood County or Tyler County or Ritchie County. So, things like that, thinking like that. We also need to improve our services. People are not going to move to a place that doesn't have internet. If they've got their families, if they can't watch Netflix or Amazon Prime, they are likely not to come. So we need to improve that. We need to improve our infrastructure. But I want to attract new business. I want to create entrepreneurship. I'm proposing giving away land for development. I want to give land away for business and industry to come and develop. I think that's a novel idea, something we haven't tried before. And the folks we're losing, we're losing people that work for a living. We're losing our tax base, our working tax-paying West Virginians, and the future of those working tax-paying West Virginians. Those folks are leaving, and that means our tax base is shrinking. Of course, our tax burden is continuing to grow because those folks are leaving. So we need to recruit those people. And to do that, I think one of the things we need to do is fill my administration, with people that aren't over the age of 60 and aren't on the backside of their careers. We need to fill our administration with young people at work. It's like, hey, how would you attract more people like you to come to West Virginia? What do you think we need to do? We need younger, we need brighter, we need more energetic ideas out of our administration.
So you touched on this just a second ago. Access to high-speed, reliable internet is holding our state back from becoming what it needs to be. What's your plan for getting affordable, reliable, high-speed broadband internet access to every corner of our state?
I don't know if every corner of our state is doable. We have so many issues as far as topography and geography and expense. I'm not sure that every corner of the state is an issue or is feasible yet. Because we have a limited amount of funds. It's important to get internet service to places. I think what I would like to do is start by providing high-speed, reliable internet service to each county seat, making sure that Middleburn has internet, Spencer has internet, high-speed, reliable, and then let the counties or the regions worry about trying to get it out from there. State governments, as Governor Manchin like to say, state government should be about giving you a hand up and not a handout. So I want to do that. I want to help people to help themselves, which includes helping county governments, helping local governments help themselves. But obviously, we need to take the lead on this. And internet, we say internet, that's a big issue. Broadband is a big thing. And some of that is outside of my scope of knowledge. I'm running for governor, not for God, so I don't know everything. So I certainly need probably a little more insight as to how we get broadband. And I think one of our worries is if we get broadband internet come in through cable, or we strain, thousands of miles of cable, does it become obsolete in a few years? And we've spent $100 million on something that's now obsolete. And I think that's a concern with government now, is they're worried about putting something in place that will be obsolete soon. With technology, it's always changing. So, obviously we need internet, but I think we also have to look kind of cautiously and make sure that what we're doing is going to be long-term sustainable. I hope that answered your question without being too cloudy.
So, Jody, you've touched on this several times already, but I'm going to punch it again. We all know that West Virginia has been steadily declining in population. This has been happening since before I was born. And it's the best and the brightest, the educated, the workers. They're the ones leaving, and people of that type are not relocating here. So you've talked about a few things you want to do to turn that around, but can you give us some more ideas, elaborate some more on what you'd like to do?
Well, like I said, one, I want to give land away. I don't know if you are familiar with Amazon. When they put out they were going to do their second headquarters. Amazon put out an RFP to attract municipalities or areas of the country to bid on their second headquarters, which was going to be a game changer. It was going to create millions of dollars in revenue, create hundreds of jobs for whichever area landed this. Well, what if, and they had every major municipality in the country bid on this. Everyone bid on this to try and land Amazon. It was going to go to New York City. The deal got killed, but it didn't happen. So what if we reverse engineered that? What if we said, we've got 100 acres in Kanawha County that we're going to give away for land, for industrial use, or for commercial use? What have you got? Put it out to bid. Send me a request for proposal of what you would do with 100 acres here. We've got 30 acres in Calhoun County that hasn't been used for a while. We're going to give it away if you've got an idea for us. What do you have? That will bring business here. I think that will attract business here, and it'll bring entrepreneurship here. And entrepreneurs, could be the younger folks, people that work, that aren't afraid to take chances. So I want to bring those folks here. I want to pay people to live in West Virginia if that's what it takes. I want to create income tax-free retirement communities. I want to attract older folks to come and live in West Virginia. Not everybody wants to live in Florida. Some people still like 4 seasons of weather. I think we can tap that. Say we could turn into the city of Welch into an income tax-free retirement community where we could create better infrastructure, including sidewalks and roads, with various types of assisted living, senior apartments, and graduate assisted living complexes that are within walking distance of drugstores, of grocery stores, of supermarkets and restaurants. Those are other ideas. I want to create entrepreneurship zones in small communities and counties to promote small business to come in and explore. Several years ago, I started a pop-up shop initiative in Pleasants County, where I went to vacant business owners and I hooked them up with people that had in-home businesses or were starting out as entrepreneurs. And I got them, the vacant store owners, to let these people into their storefronts for 3 months around the Christmas season for low to no rent. And through that, I was able to put 5 small businesses in the little town of St. Mary's that are still there today, still active. Again, just different ideas, thinking outside the box, doing things that haven't been done to recruit and retain residents.
Well, we've asked about what we see as some of the major issues facing our state. Aside from these, what do you see as the next 3 largest problems facing West Virginia and your nutshell plan for dealing with them?
Was that in the brochure? I don't remember that question being in the brochure.
It's number 9.
All right. Well, we are the math book of U.S. states in that we have a lot of problems. We do. We have a ton of opioid addiction, poor health care, poor quality of living, tons of problems. But again, our number one issue is the loss of our population, our working tax-paying population. We are losing our tax base. So to me, recruiting and retaining our residents is priority 1. That is number 1 above all, with a bullet. That has to be our top priority. We have to recruit and retain our working tax-paying population. As we continue to lose taxpayers, again, our tax burden, folks that remain, you and I that stay here, our tax burden continues to grow. And that is an unsustainable model. Teachers want raises and they deserve those raises. But as we lose our tax-paying population, it's harder to give those raises because we have to maintain roads and buildings, and all those costs go up every year. So recruiting and retaining our population is our number one priority. Number one. And nobody, it's got to be. It has to be. We can't pay for things without that.
Jody, we're all often our harshest critics. So this is a two-part question. What do you think is your worst quality? And what do you think is your best quality?
My worst quality is I have a temper. Yeah, I do get frustrated with things, and I have a temper. I think my best quality is that I'm willing to learn. I'm not afraid to fail, and I like to do different things. I don't want to do the same thing. So I think we need to keep trying to do different things till they work. You know, I get frustrated doing things, and I'll quit. I have to walk away, and I quit. So I have to cool down. And I'll come back. I'm like, all right, we'll try again. We'll do this. You know, so again, I have a temper, and I'm easily frustrated. But again, I also like to do things differently, try new things.
So with that, we'd like to get to know you, the person, not the candidate. So the next few questions are just about you in general. We'd like to know what your single most favorite thing or place in our state is, and not the people. They're not a thing or a place. We all love West Virginians.
That's tough. That's a tough question. The single most, I guess the single most is home, and that's Fayetteville, West Virginia, coolest small town in America. You know, I grew up there. I was a whitewater raft guide for 7 years, the best summer job in West Virginia, bar none. You know, I grew up in the shadow of the New River Gorge Bridge. I watched the base jumps. My kids, my oldest son loves to go back there to visit my parents. You know, that's, I guess if there's only one place, that's it. And trust me, that is not easy. I've been to all 55 counties before I ever ran for office. And I love to play golf and ski at snowshoe. I love driving the back roads of Ritchie County, but if I'm only picking one, it's Fayetteville.
And so what are your own personal core values?
I guess to sum it up, it's how well do I sleep at night? That's at the end of the day, you know, can I go to sleep well? Do I sleep well because of the things that I've done the day before? I guess that's my core values. You know, I tell people I fail all the time. I'm not afraid to fail. I fail every day as a husband, a father, a citizen, a voter, you know, a parent, an employee. But at the end of the day, when I put my head down to sleep, you know, do I feel like I've slept well because I've done a good job at whatever, you know, at life? And most days, I think that answer is yes. I sleep pretty well.
So what are you as the individual passionate about?
West Virginia. My friend Jay Powell is a Pleasant County Commissioner in St. Mary's. He's been there for a number of years, and he is very passionate about Pleasant County. He's Mr. Pleasant County. And his love of Pleasant County, and I know this is hard to believe, is the love that I have for all of West Virginia, because everybody knows a Jay Powell. Everybody knows a Jay Powell. And I want the Jay Powells of Pleasant County to succeed throughout West Virginia. You know, there are people that want to see Spencer grow. There are people that want to see Auburn grow and develop, and people that want to see Franklin, West Virginia grow and develop. And I want to help them because I've been through their counties. I've been through those towns, and I've seen them, and I've seen what they can be and what they used to be. And I want that returned, and I want to help them achieve that goal. That's real. I'm really passionate about that.
What do you enjoy doing in your off time?
Well, lately it's been watching a lot of NFL on YouTube. A lot. I mean, like a lot. You know, A Football Life, America's. I'm a little bit of an NFL junkie. So it's a lot of that. But outside of that, you know, mountain biking and hiking. I take my family every Labor Day. We go to a different state park in West Virginia, and my goal, is to visit every state park in West Virginia with my kids. We're about halfway through that. So I like being outdoors. I like sitting in the mountains in the fall hunting. Whether I get anything or not, I like being outdoors a little bit. Biking, you know, and I like to cook. I like to come home and cook in the evenings. I make a mean chicken scampi.
Now I'm hungry. Um, what's the most unique thing about you as a person?
The most unique thing. I think we're all unique. I don't. Most unique. I
Hidden
read that over and over.
talents?
I don't really know. I don't know. Unique. I guess my wife will tell you it's my ability to do things that she didn't think I could do. Like make the bed in the mornings. But it's it's a little bit more than that. It just if I'm able to make things happen. I think is unique. Like I said, the things that we were able to do in Pleasant County, as far as getting small businesses in there, and doing things with little to no money to create things. And people think, well, I don't know that you can do that. I always tell people, I hate the word can't. Don't tell me something can't be done. You tell me why it can't be done, and we'll address those issues. Don't tell me can't. Can't tells me you're either too lazy to try or you're not interested. And that's fine. Tell me that. But don't tell me something can't be done. And I like to overcome can't.
Well, with that, we've come to the end. We'd like to give you a few minutes to tell us and the voters anything else you feel like we need to know, maybe something we missed, including how to get more information on your campaign, get involved, get in touch with you, donate, etc.
Okay, well, I've got a Facebook page. It's Murphy4, the number 4 WV is my Facebook page. I've got a website, murphy4wv.com. On that, I'll give you a lot of my background, my platform of ideas, which have been out for months. And I've got several blog topics where I talk about different things, taxation, different ways to raise revenue, a number of different ideas. So I've got that. And I'll add that when you all release this video, if you'll give me a heads up, I will spend a half hour with this video doing an AMA where I'll stand by Facebook, and I'll answer anybody who's watching. I'll answer their questions. My cell number is 304-991-2350. If they have any other questions, they can call or text me.
Well, that's a generous offer. Jody, I really appreciate you making time to talk to us this morning. And remind everybody, wash your hands. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.